Alrighty, fellow travelers, welcome back to the Adventures of a Traveling Don and the oldest restaurant here in Athens, Greece. Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a spotlight of one spot here in Athens, Greece. And it is a place called Psaras. And it's the oldest restaurant taverna in Athens. It goes back to about 1898. I'm doing this specifically just because the last few videos you guys have watched is me being kind of all over the place with all the different neighborhoods and whatnot. And in this one, I kind of wanted to focus on a specific spot. That way we can really dive into all the good food that they have here. Obviously, I can't eat the whole menu, but we're going to have about, 3 or 4 different dishes that we're going to try out. But anyway, this place is really kind of cool. It's in the Plaka district. And of course, if you've been watching my videos, the Plaka district is probably my personal favorite of all the different neighborhoods around Athens. It's just kind of like, it's the oldest district. It just has a nice, beautiful flair to it. It's got great little alleyways and stepways that have great restaurants and cafes. It's a little bit pricier in this part, which is kind of closer to the Mount Steraki, but that's just because it's, a little bit more touristic, but at the same time, it has that old feel to it. It's just really kind of cool. And this place opens up for lunch at 12 o'clock. If you are looking for a place to kind of kill some time, maybe get a cup of coffee, there's a place right down the steps there called Melina. Great place for a great cappuccino, and it does have, of course, kind of a nice aesthetic to it, which is a really cool place. But anyway, we are here at Psaras, the oldest restaurant in Athens, and we are going to get started when it comes to the food. Okay, so the first dish that we're having is a cold dish, and it's called tarama salata, and it's kind of a mixture of Turkish and Greek. Tarama, I believe it means like fish roe, so this is almost kind of like, think of like a cod or carp caviar, and salata, of course, is salad for Greek. However, when you look at it, it doesn't look like a salad. It pretty much looks almost like it was like a cheese or something. I had to ask, I was like, is this the right thing? It's like, yes, it is, because it's basically blended roe with like olive oil, usually some kind of bread base, and it just looks really good. You just basically, it's more of a spread than anything, and you take some of their homemade bread, and I'm going to try this real quick. Oh, that's nice. It's salty. Almost has like that cured, maybe a little smoke flavor in there. That is very good. And I can tell you, the bread is absolutely fantastic. It looks amazing. Particularly, I love when it has the seeds on there. But this is absolutely fantastic. There's got to be a little bit of like garlic in there. Like the base can be a lot of different things. It can be anywhere from bread to potatoes to I think even like almonds and stuff like that. But man, this is a great first dish. It's a mouthful to say, tarama salata, but that is really good. Okay, so the second dish is our hot appetizer, and this is called a feta cheese ravasaki. And a ravasaki is basically taking that feta cheese, wrapping it in tightly in a phyllo dough, and then basically baking that, and then putting some honey, sesame seeds on top. It just looks absolutely fantastic, particularly with the honey to add a little bit of that sweetness to it, to go with that saltiness of the feta cheese. So we're gonna give this a big try. I mean, just, oh, the smell of that big phyllo dough is so good. Oh yeah. Salty sweetness, that nice crunch for the phyllo on top is just, that is absolutely fantastic. That's probably one of my favorite dishes I've had so far in Greece. Man, that is really good and not too sweet. That honey is really nice, goes very well with the feta cheese. That's fantastic. Okay, so for the third and main dish, basically we got a veal dish that they kind of cook up in a Dutch pot. They bring it out to you and serve it on the platter from the pot itself. And it comes with, like, it looks like a little orzo rice, And I'm gonna guess the sauce is probably something with a little bit of tomato, garlic, and a little bit of olive oil. Something very simple, it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a try. And I can tell you right now, the veal just pulls off. It's just super tender. So let's go ahead and give this a try real quick. Oh, man. That whole dish almost just melts in the mouth. That is really good veal. Actually, the orzo is just, I actually really like this orzo. Just, it's so soft. And the flavor of that sauce is just very simplistic. It's so good. Like, everything here is fantastic. Like, I would say I love this feta cheese dish with the phyllo dough myself probably the most, just because I'm a big cheesy guy. But, oh man, this is so good. Oh yeah. Everything so far with these first three dishes, on point here at Psaras. All right, it just started raining, so we had to move tables to under the umbrella. So, okay, let me finish some of this stuff up, and then we'll get some dessert. This rain came out of nowhere. Okay, so dessert has arrived, and this is one of my favorite Greek dishes. I've had it a couple different times. Last time I had it for you guys, in front of you guys, was when we went to the Denver Greek Festival. However, we're here in Greece actually having loudamakis, which are basically small little donuts that are covered in like flour honey with a little bit of cinnamon and walnuts. Some people do them slightly differently, but look at this plate right here. It's just drizzled with the honey in there and the walnuts, and just, oh, they smell so good. And I've had them before, but I've never had them obviously in Greece, so we're gonna try these. I'm gonna find one that's like really got all that honey coated on there. It just looks so good. Give this a try. Oh yeah, I like donuts in general, but this is one of my favorite Greek dishes of all time. I love these loudamakis. Just, it's so fluffy inside with the honey, little crunch from the walnuts, a little cinnamon on the back end. I love loudamakis. They're so good. Alright, now that I am stuffed to the gills, that was an absolutely excellent lunch. And technically it's more than I generally would eat by myself. But, you know, if you're together with someone, those kind of like 3-4 plates would be absolutely perfect. And I got myself to check here, and it came out to about 48 euros, which is not too bad if you were actually going to be splitting this, you know, one or like 2 or 3 ways. I would say this area is maybe a little bit more expensive than some of the places that you can find deeper in the Plaka and other neighborhoods, but you're also paying for, number one, the views that you can see from here, and just sort of kind of like the history, the building itself. You know, during lunchtime, particularly, you know, I'm here on a Monday, there hasn't been that many people. I've been really the only one outside. There's been a few people that have been inside. Of course, it also rained, so I'm the only one that stuck it out for sitting outside anyway. But it was an absolutely excellent experience when it comes to the food. Definitely, if you're ever here in the Plaka district, like I said, this is my favorite neighborhood of all the ones that I've explored in Athens. And while, yes, you are paying a little bit more for a place like this, it's still relatively inexpensive compared to, you know, I've been to Paris and London and stuff like that. And a meal like this in London would have cost me, God, that would be in pounds, not even euros. It's probably still cost me about 70, 80 pounds, which would be even more so in euros just by myself. So it's not a bad way to go. But yeah, this restaurant is absolutely fantastic. It runs all the way back to 1898, so it has a lot of history, and it's just a beautiful, really, really cool area. So, but with that, I'm going to go ahead and finish off. I know usually you guys are used to me going around an entire city, but sometimes I like to do full-on spotlights like this for places that are like kind of really special or have some kind of history to them. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments. And of course, if you want to help support the channel, I do have both a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee account. I'll leave links in the description for that as well. And until we meet again, guys, peace out and have a great night.